My name is Susannah Mablik. I'm from Naujaat, Nunavut. In 2017, I went for Northern Youth Abroad Canadian phase. I was placed in London, Ontario, and I was volunteering at the Western University. I think it was Indigenous Resources.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be beading earrings, kamik earrings. I have earring hooks, the small sisters, the bead, beading needles, beading threads, and needle nose pliers. um, I don't tie the end, the thread. I just like take beads, two beads at first, and then just leave at least like 2 inches from the end. Just make it go. Just make the needle go through the two beads from the bottom, and just then it's gonna look like this. Then I add another bead, make it go through the other bead, and just make the needle go through the last bead you just did. For the sauce of the kamik, I use 3 black needles. I start from the middle, like this middle, so it can be better, like, so it won't be too loose. Just add 3 black beads. I'm gonna add 1 white bead. I'm following this pattern. I just usually start where the last white bead is on the bottom and work it up. And for the soles, I used 3 black beads and 1 white bead for the white part. I'm gonna add 4 light blue beads after the white one. Oh yeah, I use a plate for my beads, but I'm pretty sure other people use different stuff. Don't give up. It's hard to bead at first, but once you get used to it, it gets a lot of fun. And like, I couldn't stop beading for a while after I started. After I got back into beading, I was beading every day for like a month or so. I don't know. You can learn lots of things through beading. Like I learned how to do netted necklace and uh, some other types of necklaces.
Cool.
The worst thing about beading is making a mistake and having to take all the beads apart just to fix that one mistake.
Yeah, I can imagine.
um, I'm done the first row. I'm just gonna make the needle go through all the beads again, just so it won't be too loose. After making it go through the beads again, it's gonna look like this. It's more stiff when you make the needle go through. You just have to let it go through up and down through the beads. Um, for the second row, I'm gonna take 2 black beads and make it go through this second, like third, like there's these thread in between the beads. I'm gonna make this go through the second hole and just pull it.
Is that
Make it go through the first bead. Pull it. I just usually cut the loose end of the thread after going through the first row again. And it's gonna look like that. I just make the needle go through the first bead again. It's gonna look like this, like after that I just make the needle go through the second bead again. And make it tight so they won't be too loose. After the first 2 black beads, I'm gonna take a white one and make it go through the first hole or whatever it is like. I make the needle go through these thread in between the beads, and after that I make the needle go through the bead I just put on, so the thread can go through the top of the bead. I'm gonna add another white one. I'm gonna start on row 3 now. It's gonna look like this after the second row. For the third row, you have to take 2 black beads, and instead of making it go through the second thread in between the beads, you're gonna make it go through the first one, and like, it's gonna look like this if you put it through the first thread in between the beads and make the needle go through both of the thread, both of the beads again. I ordered beads from Butterfly Beads, but I got most of my beads at the northern store here.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a size like this, they're like $4.50, I think.
Okay.
And online, I ordered bigger ones, like a bulk for like $5.
Wow.
So they're a lot cheaper to order online. After putting 2 light blue beads, I'm gonna put another white one. After the white bead, wait, let me check. I'm gonna put another 4 light blue beads. After putting 4 light blue beads, I'm gonna add 1 white bead. For the last part, you're gonna have to put the last bead through the black last bead, like through the hole instead of the thread. This is the second black bead. It's gonna look like this. You just take 1 more black bead and make it go through the last bead of the second row, through the hole, and it's gonna look like this. Wait. I just make the needle go through this second last bead on the second row and just make it go through this third last bead on the third row and make it go through this first one, the 2nd last one, and just let it go through the last bead. I don't know if that really makes sense. After the third row, I'm gonna take 2 black beads and make it go through the second thread in between the 2 black beads. When you're starting a new row, you have to take not 2 black beads, but like you have to take 2 beads and like make it go through whatever, and like just to make sure the thread isn't showing through the bead. The top of the kamik is gonna be 2 black and 2 light blues. But the bottom part is usually like the light blue is usually 3 to 4 beads. The white part near the soles are usually 2 to 1 bead, and the black part for the sole is like 2 to 3 beads. Like this part is a little hard to do. I just usually make them very tight so they're not loose. After this, like on the 5th row, you just, after you put 3 beads, you just make the needle go through the second last bead, like on this row. Just make it like it's going under here. I'm gonna make it go through these beads and like skip a thread just so it can be like this. I just usually make the needle go through the bead under the first row. I mean, like just make it go through beads until you're able to make it go through this white one. Oh, here. Gonna look like, and I'm gonna take 1 white bead and 1 black bead and make it go through the second thread between the beads. This and I'm gonna add 2 more black beads. There's only one thread in between the beads now, so I'm gonna make one go through that and just make it go through the hole. Take another bead and make it go through the bottom bead, like this 4th row. The last bead, I'm gonna make this needle go through that, and it's gonna look like this. I'm just gonna make the needle go through this. Get another black one. Make it go through between the black and the white bead. And after this, I'm gonna put 2 black beads. After this, I'm gonna work my way through these beads and like make the needle, let the needle go through this top first bead. Like I just make the needle go through beads and make and get it through this top last one. And I'm just gonna have to add the thing so the earring hook can go on. I just go through the bead. But for this, I'm gonna let them go through the second last row, just so the thread doesn't show too much. Now it's through the last one. I'm gonna take 4 white beads and make it go through this bead where the thread is coming out, but you put the needle through the other side from where the thread is coming out from. Gonna look like this, and then you let me see what I said. I'm gonna get 1 light blue thread, make it go through 1 white bead, and take another light blue bead make it go through these 2 beads on the top. Take another light blue bead, make it go through this white last bead, and it's gonna look like this. And you add another light blue bead, make it go through the black bead, and then you make the needle go through the light blue bead, take a black bead, make it go through this light blue bead, take another black bead, make it go through these 2 white beads, make sure you make it tight. Another black bead through this light blue bead, make it tight, and one more black bead through this light blue bead. It's gonna look like this when you're done. After that, I just make my needle go through the beads on the last row, just so I won't have to tie it. I just make the needle go through the beads, and when I think that it's good enough, I just cut off the thread. After that, I'm gonna cut the thread. And I'm gonna put the earring hook on now. I just take the needle nose pliers and open this up. It's gonna look like this, and I make it go through this and just close it up. And it's done. I have a pair of kamik earrings. This is not closed. If you guys need beading supplies, you can reach out Northern Youth Abroad and they can send you beads and needle and maybe a floss.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Susannah. That was wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna
You're welcome.